How do you see today's game against Hamilton?
Great workout for us. I was actually delighted we've just had a lot of changes in there with regards looking at our formation and our press and our block, and it was more certain things in there today that probably the fans wouldn't have seen, or anybody watching the game probably wouldn't have seen, but we were trying to work on ourselves, and there was real positives in it. And just obviously being pre-season, it's all about getting this work in progress and making sure there's elements of the game that we're going to try and work at and get better at, and people will probably look at that and think about result, but that's not what it was about for us today.
Yeah, I was going to say, in terms of the minutes people got and the things that you saw and the level of opposition that we were able to play as well, are those things more important to you than coming away with a result or the result that we did come away with?
Yeah, I think if we had been looking for just a result today, we probably would have played very differently. But it wasn't about the result for us today. It was obviously about, there was a fitness element to it, there was a shape element to it. There was looking at our shape out of possession. We're trying to introduce our game model bit by bit with the different players, and that was more important to us. It's a long season ahead, and obviously we have Europe in a couple of weeks, but it's making sure that we're going into that game with as much knowledge as we possibly can.
Between today and Dundalk, you've used a couple of different sort of formations and shapes and different things. Is that important for you to be able to look at things and see different options as well?
Yeah, as I say, and you're probably sounding like a broken record here, this is a work in progress for us, and it's very, very difficult to bombard the boys with too much information. It's something that we have to try and drip feed to them and get them to work on it, improve on it, and look at what went well from it, look at what we need to work on from it, and that's what we'll do.
Do you feel that the new players, especially, are coming in, starting to take that on board and understand what you and the club want from them?
Yeah, football obviously is all about relationships and on the pitch and knowing each other's relationships, and he drops, I go, and I come in the area and he goes round, all those different types of football terminology that they talk about. And the only way you start to build those relationships is by being on the pitch together and playing together and starting to get to know each other. And again, that's all just a time factor, and why I keep trying to look at getting the positives out of today, and that's what we have to concentrate on.
And players in good shape, the ones who are obviously fit and able to play, are not picking up too many knocks during pre-season?
Yeah, and obviously there's an element of frustration with them because they just want to go and play the game and try and win the game, and we're curtailing them a little bit to look at certain things, and but they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
And the plan over the next week, a day off presumably tomorrow, and back preparing towards TNS and ultimately the chip to Gibraltar not far after that.
No, unfortunately, no day off tomorrow. It's an active recovery pool session tomorrow, and then it's back on the pitch again and looking again at, as I say, the things we done today, looking at the positives from today, looking at the areas we need to improve, and we start to try and put them right.
And at what stage do you kind of actively start to prepare for the chip to Gibraltar and the team that you're going to face? Is that something that's kind of gradually introduced, or maybe after you get the TNS game out of the way, how do you kind of prepare for that particular game?
All of this is preparation to get us to obviously Gibraltar, but even going into the St Joseph's game, we won't be the finished article. We'll be far from the finished article. So it's how we get ourselves getting as much information into them with regards to what we look like in possession, what we look like out of possession, and our transitions, and but that's a phenomenal amount of information to master in 4 or 5 weeks with so many new players.
And the players that have come in, especially, you know them, and they're known within the Irish League as well. So we know they bring good quality with them as well.
Yeah, they're good players. But like on the pitch today, you've 4 of the younger boys coming in. You've 4 new players being integrated, and that's a transitional period. But it's an exciting transitional period. It's one that they all are enjoying. I hope. And as I say, there's maybe a little bit of frustration because they just want to go and win games, and trying to curtail that a little bit isn't always easy as a manager or coach and staff. But it's the big picture that we have to concentrate on.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.